morning, family. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. I am so happy to be here with y'all this morning. Y'all come on in the room. I am, as always, happy and so blessed to be here, able to do this and just bring you some really, really good coffee this morning. So y'all come on in. Let me know who's in the room. Please let me know that you are here. Again, I am excited. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. I apologize for starting just a few minutes late. Of course, we're not going to come on if we're not going to do it right. So y'all come on in. I will give you all an opportunity to come in and to share. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. Lord knows I am doing fabulous this morning. My church had prayer at 4:30 this morning, and when I tell y'all that it was mind blowing, like it was phenomenal, like it was just absolutely amazing. It blew my mind. So y'all go ahead and come on in and like and share. I would greatly appreciate it, and we will go ahead and get started. So who do we have with us this morning? I think this is going to be a really, really good conversation this morning. How do you slow cook in a microwave generation? I think this is going to be a really, really good conversation. And of course, I'm allowing our brothers to take over the platform during this series. So Mr. Anthony Sweezer, um, who is simply an old country boy from Mississippi that loves the Lord, is going to come in and he's going to share some insight. So welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar. And this morning's coffee is Mr. Anthony Sweezer. So as you come in the room, please like and share, and we will go ahead and get started. Again, I am so happy to have you all. I'm happy to see you. I just love having y'all on here. I love being here with y'all. I just love this. It's just absolutely amazing. It's going to be a very, very good conversation. Of course, this series is focusing on Black Man I'm Listening. And we are discussing and talking about things that surround Black men and talking about things that affect them, hearing their voices, hearing what they have to say about different things. So if you all can come on in, I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. So again, today is going to be excellent. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And it is 7:35. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest, our awesome co-host for this morning, who is Mr. Anthony Sweezer. And the way that he wanted me to introduce him is that he is a country boy from Mississippi that loves the Lord. So I will not hold up the show anymore. I will bring Mr. Anthony Sweezer on in. Good morning, Anthony. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? What's
I
up?
am
What's up?
I am blessed. I am blessed indeed. You ready to rock and roll this morning? Are you ready to share and enlighten us this morning?
Let's do it. Let's go forward. Let's make
Let's
it
do it.
happen. Let's
All
make it
right. So
happen.
so you got it this morning. I'm going to give you the full screen and I want you to share with us this morning. I mean, how do we slow cook in a microwave generation? Everybody wants it now. Everybody wants it now, but nobody wants to wait for it to be quality and well cooked. So I'm going to give
Absolutely.
you the floor and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Adelia.
All right.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is blessed, doing well. I am my morning coffee, just so you know. Well, actually, I am my morning water today, so you got to excuse me. Anyway, again, my name is Anthony, just a country boy from Mississippi. Titles and accolades mean nothing to me. So today I just wanted to share something with you guys. And I think it's something very important. The topic is how to slow cook in a microwave generation. Even if we look at that in the natural, the easy and simplistic thing to think is when you're preparing a meal, you don't prepare it in the microwave. If you're feeding your family, you're going to cook on the stove, in the stove. You're not going to cook in the microwave. You're not going to make a hot pocket. You're not going to heat up something and call it dinner. You're going to take your time and prepare. And it seems like in this generation, we want everything quick, fast, and in a hurry, whether it be success, whether it be money, whether it be having a certain circle or things like that. Because when I think about this, I think about people who are older than me, who came before me, and our elders put in work. They actually labored with things. They actually took their time to perfect their crafts. They worked hard at their jobs. They saved money to buy the things that they wanted. It actually takes time. And even when you think about Jesus, he didn't just step out in the middle of anything and do stuff. When you think about something that is long lasting, it usually takes time to get there. Usually, I think the term that we think about is if you get it quick, you can lose it quick. But if you take your time with it, good morning, how you doing? If you take your time and you do it right and you work at it, then it'll last forever. That can apply to marriage, that can apply to relationships, that can apply to success, that can apply to anything in your life. And I think that now we've kind of gotten away from timing and waiting for God, kind of waiting for God to instruct us and guide us. Now it's kind of like we're instructing and guiding God. Okay, God, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. Let's go do it. But have we even sought God for what He really wants and how He wants it to happen? The most important thing about a blessing is the process to getting to a blessing. Nobody even pays attention to that. The most important thing about a blessing or a next level, a next dimension, going higher is the process it took to get there. The process is where you become a better person. In the process is where you understand who you really are. When you're going through the process of something, that's how you figure out that I'm better than what I thought I was. I become stronger, I become wiser, I become literally a transformed person. So if I don't have the process of getting to something and I just get it, then I don't really appreciate it. Point in case, if I give you $10 million versus if you earn $10 million, you look at that thing a little different. It hit a little different because you earned it. Now you can't say nobody gave me anything. Nobody did anything to put me here. I actually worked for this. So it takes time and it's a process. I even kind of look at Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry just reached a billionaire status not too long ago. And this man is a self-made black billionaire. How many people can say they're a self-made billionaire? It's a difference. That thing hit different. It feels different. So all I'm saying is that when you think about slow cooking versus just microwaving, the process is what keeps you in the place where you're going, and the process is what makes you who you are. And speaking in terms of being a black man, you're not born a man per se. Let me just put it to you that way. See, you come out the womb with a male gender, but you're a boy, and a boy has to mature into a young man, and a young man has to mature into a man. And the thing about it is that it's a process. There are a lot of men out here, ladies and men alike, who are listening. There are a lot of men out here who are still growing up. They still in their process. And it's not something that you could just put in the microwave, push five, and then you're there. Nah, it takes time. You have to go through some things. It takes some trials, it takes some mistakes, it takes some listening, some understanding, it takes some feeling your way out, it takes some going through some pitfalls. Sometimes you got to fall on your back and fall flat to understand what it's like to be standing on a mountain successful. If you haven't experienced failure, then how can you ever know what success is really truly like? You can't appreciate success without having gone through failure. But in this generation, many of us, we're so afraid to fail. And I want to speak directly to somebody who's listening today. There may be some things in your life that you may be experiencing, that you may be going through, that you feel like I'm failing. I'm a failure. I messed up. I'm not where I need to be. I'm not doing what I need to do. I know that God wants better for me. I want better for me. And I'm sitting here in the trenches. But the thing about it is, we can't forsake the process and we can't despise the day of small beginnings. You may start small, but where you're headed is somewhere far greater than you could ever imagine. The thing about it is, the thing about visions and dreams is the way you know it's God is that when it is something that you can't do on your own, when it's something, when God gives you a multi-million-dollar vision and you look at your bank account and you see $800, that's how you know it's God. It's not God always per se when God gives you a $800 dream and you look at your bank account and it's $900. There's a process because that would be too easy. You appreciate it more and it becomes something that you're hungry for. Even if I want to think about certain things, like for instance, if anybody's seen Rocky, I can't remember which one it was, but the Rocky where Rocky fought Mr. T, and Rocky had already achieved success. He had already gotten to a place where he was the world champ. He had established his name. He had endorsements out of everywhere. Everybody was endorsing him. So when he began to practice and do things, there were cameras everywhere. And he had got away from the Mickey days where he was just training with Mickey with the chicken and Mickey was being hard on him. He had got full of himself. And Mr. T stepped in and challenged him to a fight. And Rocky didn't take it serious. He was like, "Oh, I can beat this scrub. It ain't no big deal." He barely trained. He barely practiced. He was in front of the camera smiling, and they were like, "Oh, Rocky, you what you gonna do when the fight comes?" I'm gonna handle business. But evidently, when Rocky got in the ring, he realized that he hadn't trained like he should have. His stamina wasn't where it should have been. And Mr. T knocked him flat on his behind. So, this is how life does a lot of us. Sometimes you get to a place where you're succeeding, and then you get a little stagnant or complacent, and then you kind of forget that I have to train hard every single time. It doesn't matter where you are in your life, don't matter how you succeeding, don't ever put your life in that microwave. Don't you ever do it. You stay in that slow cooker. Let it marinate. No matter what it looked like, no matter how you feel, how strong you feel, how great you feel, how much you feel like I'm on this path. Grind. The grind never stops. The grind never ends. And even for Tyler Perry, he may be a billionaire, but I guarantee you his grind is not stopping. He's just as hungry as he was when he was writing plays, even though now he has his own studio. He's just as hungry. He's pushing out movies just as hard because you can't stop. You can't quit and you can't get to the place where, okay, well, I've been there, done that. I'm going to quickly go ahead and power through this. And no, take your time. Even in relationships, man, when it comes to relationships, we want people to be on our level. We want people to be this person, that person. We pull out the list. We all got a list. We got a list. They gotta have this. They gotta have that. They gotta do this. They gotta do that. I need them to be able to handle. I need this. And we, number one, we don't even look at ourselves. We forgot about what about us? Where are you? Number one. And then we looking at the list of this, that, and the other, and they gotta, but you gotta understand that everybody ain't everybody's not on us in a certain place. It takes time to get to certain things and to get to certain mindsets. There are people who mentally they haven't arrived in a place that you are right now. But does that mean that you discount them? Absolutely not. This is why the greatest call in the Bible is love. It's because God wants you to love people no matter what, who they are, where they from, what kind of lifestyle they live. It doesn't matter. God wants you to love people because everybody's not mentally on that place, in that place that you expect them to be. So it's our jobs to say, hey, you know what? You might be microwaving right now, but I need to get you and help you get to a place to where you slow cooking. Because when you slow cooking, then something beautiful can come out of this thing. And so I can't expect people to just one day wake up and have every single thing I want them to have. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a marriage. You can't expect people to just wake up and overnight be in a place. You can't just say, I want you to change this, and then expect them next week to have changed it. Sometimes there's a process. There's a process, and you got to respect that process. Be patient. Don't fight and war against people, because sometimes the things that people struggle with are stuff that you don't struggle with. Let me say that again. Sometimes the things that people struggle with is stuff you don't struggle with. And and the funny thing is, we look down on people because they struggle with stuff that's easy for us. For instance, if someone has a drinking problem and you've never had a drinking problem, it's easy to say, "Oh, I don't understand why you got this problem," because all you need to do is da 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 da. But for that person, it's different. You don't know their background, you don't know their history, you don't know where they come from. So you have to let them marinate in it. Let them marinate for a little while. Give them a chance to grow. Let me grow. That is something very important. This is a sermon that I preached a long time ago. It's called Let Me Grow. Because we don't let people grow. We don't let people grow into who they are becoming or what God wants them to be. We expect to put a seed in the ground and then come out the next day and see a full flower. It doesn't work like that. You plant seeds, you water it, and you watch it develop and grow. It takes time. Don't judge me. Don't push me down. Don't talk about me. Just let me grow, because I'm trying. There are people who trying. They're doing their best to please their spouse, doing their best to please their boyfriend. They doing their best to please their girlfriend, doing the best to please their best friends, doing their best to please their mama or their cousins, or they're doing their best. But it's a process. Let people grow. Let people grow and develop step by step, day by day. Oh, I almost sang the song, y'all. But I'm just saying, you got to let people grow. And in this microwave generation, don't forget who you are. You are someone who is on your way to something great. And even though you've achieved, some of us have achieved a lot of things already, there's still more levels to this thing. There are many, many dimensions to growth and success and wisdom, because wisdom is powerful. When you have the wisdom in an area to do something, it means more than money, because wisdom is something that sticks with you. And the Bible talks about wisdom to be a principal thing, and above all things, to get wisdom. And while in all thy getting, get understanding. So it's important that you have wisdom more than anything else. So remember, I know it's early in the morning, but remember, you are amazing. You are amazing. No matter where you are in your life right now, no matter how many failures you have experienced, you are amazing. When you look back at where you've come from and where you are now, look at what has happened in your life. You're not the same person you used to be. You don't talk like you used to talk. You don't act like you used to act. You don't think the way you used to think. That's because of growth. That's not because of microwave things. It's because you spent time slow cooking. You've been slow cooking. And now, when you come out the oven, you ever thought about the aroma that the food coming out the oven makes? The aroma, how it captivates the whole house. How when somebody hits the front door and they open it, they smell the aroma of a fresh meal that's been cooking for a while versus something that just cooked in the microwave for 4 or 5 minutes. No, no, no. You don't smell that. What you smell is the greens that have been cooking for a while, the meat that's been cooking in the oven and baking. You smell that when you hit the door. There's an aroma that you emit when you allow God to just slow cook. You don't have to spend so much time talking about what God is doing because people notice it when they hit the door. When people hit the door, they smell the aroma coming off of you. Say, oh, this ain't the same. This ain't the same Brian that I used to know. This ain't the same Melissa that I used to know. Oh, they doing things different. Oh, and even in a relationship or a marriage, your spouse will begin to look and say, "Huh, okay, hmm, they're not acting as petty as they usually act. They're not fussing as much as they usually fuss. Things are starting to change. So you don't have to spend so much time trying to prove anything to anyone because marinating and slow cooking means so much more than just putting something in the microwave, pushing three, and letting it come out. Take your time. Slow cook today, people. That's all I got to say. My time is up. I don't want to go over my time, even though I could, but I'm not. Again, I want to thank Adelia for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for all of those who will listen. I hope that this has been a blessing to you, and I hope that this is something you can take with you and enjoy. Again, I am my morning coffee or my morning water for me, but I am my morning coffee, and you are your morning coffee. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for joining us.